Okay, so looking at our first example here of lesson 4-10 for Math 7, solving and graphing the inequalities. So again, we're doing the same thing that we would with an equation, still trying to isolate the variable, still using inverse operations. We're just watching out for if we multiply or divide by a negative number. So in this first example here, what is preventing my variable from being alone? And that would be that -6. That -6 is being multiplied by x, so the inverse operation of multiplication is division. So I'm going to divide both sides by -6. Red flag should be going off here. We are dividing by -6 here. And again, like we just talked about, when we're dividing by that negative number, we need to remember to flip our inequality. So our inequality is no longer going to be less than or equal to that it was to start off with. It's going to now flip to greater than or equal to. My -6 divided by -6 cancels out to 1. And 72 divided by -6 is, I'm guessing, 12. 6. Nope, -12. So we now have the inequality says that x is greater than or equal to -12. So we solved, we got the variable by itself. Now we're going to graph that. So again, the number that goes in the middle of the graph is the number that I got for my answer, which was -12. I want a number that is bigger than -12. Keep in mind when you're doing negative numbers, the smaller the negative number is, the actual bigger it is, because you want to think about it as owing people money, and you always want to owe people less money. That's better. So a number smaller than -12 would be -10, right? Because it's better to owe someone $10 than 12. And a number worse or smaller than -12 would be -14. Okay, so we solved. Now we're going to decide if we need an open or a closed circle. Remember that because it's or equal to, it gets a closed or a filled in circle. So -12 gets that closed or filled in circle because -12 is greater than or equal to, keyword, or equal to -12. And then the shading, again, we're doing that shading depending on which way that inequality is telling me to. This inequality is telling me that x is greater than -12. So I'm going to shade where they get greater than, which is this way. Swoopity swoop. So there we have our filled in circle and our arrow pointing to the right where the numbers are getting greater than. So there you just solved and graphed an inequality right now.